Welcome and good morning, citizen. I am your host, Venerati, and it is a fine morning indeed for me. And today is Saturday, and Saturday means a day full of casting, so I am really excited to start the day off. And to start my day off, we are going to have a breakfast of champions. We're going to start with Idra, or Idra, however it is that you wish to pronounce it, spawning as the Red Zerg, and he is going to be going up against Ddoro. Now, I didn't know anything about Ddoro. I googled him, and the first thing that came up was about some sort of hard rock metal female singer, and I figured that's not what it was after. But maybe it is. I don't know. But this guy actually is some hot stuff. He is number 6th on the North American ladders. He has 2.5 thousand points on the ladder. So this guy is freaking serious business. He's number 34 overall in the world as far as ladders go. So this is by no means a chump at all. So Idra is going to be going up against someone who definitely has a lot of experience, maybe not necessarily in the public circuits, but or the fame that Idra has accumulated, but he definitely will be giving Idra a run for his money. So either way, Idra is going to be throwing down a spawning pool, choosing not to get the hatch first, which is kind of interesting. Well, first off, they've spawned the farthest links of Metalopolis, which would allow Idra to feel a little bit safer about opening up with an earlier macro game versus trying to do a one base roach or zergling combo. Either way, we will actually, yep, there we go. We do actually see the hatchery coming down. And we do have overlords scouting out, lumbering around. Meanwhile, Ddoro is moving with his probes, trying to locate Idra's base. He is also throwing down on his natural. Will be starting to build a little doorway with that pylon. I'm sure he's going to fill this gap with a forge and all sorts of other shenanigans. Oh, actually, no. The forge is up here. He hadn't even built a gateway yet, so he went forge first, gateway second. So he's going to probably throw down a cannon and looking to secure this natural early on, as those cannons are super effective against those Zerglings. We do have a drone coming from Idra. Idra will be able to survey Ddoro's base. We'll be seeing the forge going down first. Right now, everything looks particularly... I mean, Ddoro did kind of have a particular opener. However, everything's looking pretty standard from Idra. He does throw down a roach warren, so he will be switching into roaches. Probably see like a 7 roach push or something of that nature. The overlords are taking up position around Ddoro's base. Will be holding a little picket line, trying to figure out what's going on. We do have 2 Zerglings showing up here. Looks like they are going to try to probe the base, see what's going on, because these overlords are too slow and are liable to be picked off. However, we don't have a cybernetics core down just yet. We do see one coming up, so the overlords aren't in danger just quite yet from any sort of stalker fire. However, this photon cannon would love to dig into that overlord and pop it like a little balloon. So Idra, meanwhile, is going ahead and just cranking out a few roaches here. Will be trying to put a little bit of money into his economy, as we do see this kind of tenuous balance that both players are going to have to figure out. I feel that Ddoro is being a little bit more defensive right now and will be trying to really crank up his economy, as we do see him cranking out probes nonstop. Hasn't chrono boosted his probes in a while, but he is constantly queuing up these probes. Meanwhile, we do see military units coming out for Idra versus Ddoro's only has 1 zealot out with that photon cannon, which the photon cannon is strong, and it is powered by 2 pylons, so you're not going to see some sort of pylon snipe. And yes, we do have a second one coming down, but a bunch of roaches can take on a photon cannon. Those roaches have so much AP. They're just like little sponges and just soak up all of that DPS. So we do have the roaches trundling along. We'll be going to the rally point right outside of Ddoro's base. So Idra looks like he's going to be trying to make an early push into Ddoro's base, seeing if he can do some sort of damage and trying to cripple him in some fashion. We did see a chrono boost just finish up for Ddoro on his Nexus. And we do actually see the roaches coming up here, trying to do some damage to this photon cannon. We do see Idra microing his unit, trying to keep his roaches alive, as this photon cannon is almost done. Oh, it only needs 1 more hit. Will he actually come in there and snipe it? I do believe so. And no. Yeah, there we go. Alright, yes. Photon Cannon is down. As this other Photon Cannon, meanwhile, is just pinging on these roaches. I do not believe these 3 roaches are going to be enough, as we do see some pro being pulled off the line to act as a fodder squad, trying to soak up some DPS from these roaches to keep these Photon Cannons alive. As we do see the other Photon Cannon coming online, actually 2 Photon Cannons coming online with a 3rd. So we have 4 Photon Cannons right now, pissed off at these roaches. Fortunately, though, with the roach range buff, only 1 Photon Cannon was able to DPS them right there, as these 2 roaches right here are in the red, and will only be doing just a little bit of damage to the economy of Ddoro. So, Ddoro did a good job of withstanding that attack, and I feel that let's go take a look at the loss tab. It's pretty neck and neck, actually. Ddoro is behind as far as losses. We did see 2 or 3 of those Photon Cannons go down. So back to the productions tab, as we do see armor level 1 coming on for Idra. Idra wants those roaches to last that much longer, as it does look like he will be sticking to roaches, as I'm not seeing any sort of Hydralisk Den or a Spire or even an Infestor Pit. Gotta love that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the income tab. We are actually neck and neck with Idra, just a little bit ahead as far as the harvester count. So Idra doing a good job of maintaining his economy while maintaining pressure on Ddoro. Ddoro forced to throw up a lot of Photon Cannons. These static defenses are expensive and not able to really produce much in the way of an army so that he can go on the offensive. However, both players right now are relatively secure in their bases. Both are teching up, trying to produce some sort of army that will be able to best the other. We do have a probe kind of lingering right there for the second expansion for Idra. Might see a proxy pylon coming down for that, or just some more scouting, as we do see the ground carapace finishing up. We do see burrow, so we might see some crazy burrowing shenanigans from these roaches, and we do see glial reconstitution, so these roaches are going to be getting a speed upgrade. They are going to get that NOS boost, as we have the Overlord scouting out over here. Ddoro not liking that, not going to have any of that. Will the Overlord get away? Oh, yes, it does. So Ddoro tried to keep that Overlord out of the base, tried to pop it, but it was able to scurry away because it does have the speed upgrade. That speed upgrade is very important for the security and well-being of our Overlord friends here. As the Stalker's coming out here and is not going to like these Overlords being here. We're going to see more Stalkers coming up here. I don't know if these Stalkers are going to be fast enough to get away, as we do see Idra going ahead and moving them away, trying to save them. Will it be enough? These Stalkers are going full bore after him. I don't believe this one will die. The other one is going to try to escape to his little flock over here that is sitting above the core of the Death Star. So we do see Ddoro moving back. Ddoro is really starting to punch out a rather large army here, as we do see Immortals. Now, Immortals really, really good at just destroying roaches as they come along there, and it's just like a big old worker boot and just stomping those roaches, as we do see Idra's army moving away from Ddoro's forces, and we have Overlords moving around just in the wrong time right there, as we will see 2 of those Overlords go down. Idra is now supply locked, and Idra is on the retreat. He needs to start cranking out something to answer this army. Let's go and take a look at the army tab. Yes, we actually see a larger army from Idra. Don't know how much of that is actually in Harvester count. 10 of it is from Harvester count, so we are seeing a great bit more in the way of minerals, however, for Ddoro. Ddoro is actually bringing up this pylon, so he will be able to reinforce his units on the field, on the fly, and is really going to be able to apply a lot of pressure to Idra right here. Now, Idra does not like that. It's going to be sniping this, and we do see the forces of Ddoro moving up here. Are we actually going to see a conflict here, as we do see Idra trying to bring up more Zerglings in a Hydralisk Den? Don't know if he really wants to engage this force right here, but Idra goes ahead and does so. And we do see a lot of force fields coming down here, as Idra is not able to get in touch with these forces, not able to DPS the forces while they are able to DPS him. Idra in a really bad way right here, as this Immortal is just sitting back on a freaking lazy boy and just popping all of these roaches. He has 7 kills. These Stalkers just adding their DPS, and Idra's army just got cut to shreds. Seeing that, Idra goes ahead and leaves in no other fashion than Idra. Although we didn't see any rage, but you could definitely tell that he was not happy about that situation. We did see 26 more Zerglings coming up there. I feel that if Idra had waited, maybe sacrificed the natural, he would have definitely been in a better position. But that is not how things went. Guys, there's going to be a lot more broadcasts coming to you today. I have a lot of free time, and that means more casting. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. And as always, citizens, stay safe.